Hello and welcome back to the Villa View for a match preview. The eagle-eyed amongst you will see that we're still in the same location as when we recorded the post-match reaction. It's literally like 5 minutes later. James, costume change. Do you want to explain that decision? Why?
Just thought it'd be fun. It's just a nice thing to brighten it up for the viewers, man.
Maybe we should have swapped sides as well, just to have a bit of visual interest.
Yeah, at least I care about making an effort.
Should we crack on? Match preview then. Bolton Wanderers, bank holiday weekend, away game. Bolton destined to go down, it looks like. Yeah. My first question, is this going to be a Good Friday for Aston Villa?
Yeah, I think it is. It's going to be a bad one for Bolton, man. I feel really sorry for them, man. I think the main point of my match preview is just bad. On and off the pitch.
I'm sorry for them.
No, I do, and I really think as a Bolton fan watching this, and that's kind of offensive that we feel sorry for them. Because you shouldn't really have to feel sorry for a football club, but I do, and I think Bolton is such a historic team, one of the founding
members of the league with us.
Yeah, pride of Lancashire up there. Wigan are above them, Burnley above them, United of
Blackburn.
Course. Yeah, Blackburn as well. It's such a shame. They've got. It's just how it's all happened as well. It's absolute agony.
It's terrible ownership, isn't it? Once again, I think at this point it needs to be. We're going massively off topic in terms of the game, but the people that run the leagues and stuff, and the people that are in power, need to do a better job of their current system of running clubs and running the league. That you see, again, in terms of non-league levels and stuff, and lower divisions. You're right there, you're just fitting into your shirt. You see clubs going out of business over £10,000 or whatever. Yeah. And it's the money that's in the higher levels should be coming further down. And in terms of owners and stuff, how many times have we seen a club get into trouble? Almost to that level last summer, of an owner that just doesn't know what they're doing and is ruining clubs, and that's what's happening at Bolton, and it's the fans that ultimately suffer for it.
The EFL need to take a massive look at themselves. It's a real shame what's happening to football clubs, and big ones can fall. Big ones like Bolton can fall heavily. That's what we've seen.
Bolton can be relegated to League One if we beat them on Friday. I actually saw one Bolton fan we were tagged in a post saying, can Villa make it 9 in a row? And a Bolton fan replied saying, to be honest, I kind of hope they do, because I don't want the further embarrassment of going to Blackburn on Monday and them relegating us, because it's away at Blackburn, obviously Lancashire rivals. They're almost hoping that Villa beat them just to go, right, let's just confirm that relegation now and try and restart or get this season out of the way. I don't know, it must be so hard, and it's hard to relate to what that must be like as a fan. To obviously we're relegated from the Premier League, but that was different. To be in such financial disarray, knowing that for ages you're going down, and then just going, come on then, Villa, just beat us, just put us out of our misery.
For me, it's an incredibly uncomfortable situation to be in. It's horrible.
Having said that, if we go there and win and make it 9 in a row, I will be delighted.
No, absolutely.
So obviously we care about Villa doing well,
yeah.
But there's a part in the back of my mind that's thinking it's a shame for Bolton what's going on there, but ultimately I hope we go there and win, because I'm more concerned about what Villa do.
There should never be a situation in football where, if a result is seen as a mercy killing.
Yeah.
That should never be the case. And relegation shouldn't be that bad. We were upset when we got relegated, and it's almost so what? You go down a league, it's not the end of the world. Bolton, it could be, and that shouldn't be the situation. It should never be like that, and that is on the ownership structure of the league. That is on the FA. It's on anything to do with football at the highest level. It's their fault.
I've put in my very brief notes that you can see on my phone of 2 bullet points. Villa almost go into this with a nothing to lose mentality. Yeah. I'm not sure whether that's the right phrase or not, because obviously if we do lose, that is a massive blow to us potentially finishing in the top 6. But it's almost like, because they're so bad, and with what's going on behind the scenes, and their fans are clearly giving up, the attendance I imagine will be pretty low, the players aren't being paid and stuff, it's almost that you could just look at this now and go, yes, Villa absolutely win this game, and the odds for it must be well in our favour. So is it a nothing to lose mentality, or do Villa have to be wary of being complacent?
Absolutely have to be wary of being complacent. Bolton aren't just going to roll over for Villa.
It is probably the wrong phrase, but it feels like everything is. It's got to be a 99% chance that Villa go and win this game. Yeah. But there's the 1% chance we do slip up.
I mean, anything can happen. You look at Rotherham, and the key player in defence gets sent off. They score a penalty. Game over, as far as I'm concerned. That could happen against Bolton. Yeah. I'm not gonna count them out. Yeah, exactly. If there's a massive injury, a shocking injury in the match, God forbid, to a Villa player, touch wood, don't happen. But if that happens, if there's a complete shocking incident, right, chipped to the game on its head, it's all to play for. And look, if Bolton win, they probably aren't going to stay up. There's probably no chance that they stay up, but there's still a slim chance that they can. It's not in their own hands, but winning will make it easier and make it so much easier for them to stay up. So they've got to go into this game thinking, last season we beat them, when we beat them well, in the snow, it was hard. And going back to it, Villa...
Two different sides now, though.
Yeah, completely, and it's almost a completely different mentality. They had a lot of hope and they stayed up on the last day. This season, it looks like it's not just drained out from football results, it's been strangled out. Again, going back to the ownership situation off the pitch, it's been strangled out of them. And it's a massive shame, and I think they will want to win. There is no doubt in my... Obviously, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I really don't. But Villa are Villa and they're playing well. Every chance to make it 9 and even make it 10 in the next game. I think they've got a strong chance, really strong chance. If there's anything, any match this season, I'd say it's a sure thing. It'd probably be this one. If you to force me, it'd probably be this one. But I don't really want to sit here and say that about Bolton, because I do feel genuinely pain.
Let's talk about the John McGinn situation a little bit. I've got some context that we're going to clarify from an EFL spokesperson. This has come from Birmingham Live now. They've said bookings in the playoffs don't count towards a suspension, but bookings in league matches leading up to the playoffs do. Therefore, if a player was to accumulate a 15th yellow card on the final day of the season, they would miss the entire playoff campaign if the team was to make the final. So a 3-game ban for 15 yellows. So, having said that, what is the situation with John McGinn if you're manager? What are you doing? Because I think there's only one right answer to this. I'm keen to hear your thoughts. You want me to go first?
I'm nervous about answering this.
I think you play John McGinn as long as you can until Villa secure their league position. So not just the playoffs. If you want to finish 4th, you keep playing him until you finish 4th. Or when he gets 14, take him off. So if he gets booked against Bolton, you've got to get rid of him, because we cannot afford to be without him for the playoffs.
What you've got to think about as well is you bench him and you keep him for the rest of the season. Then in the playoffs you let him go. If he gets injured,
or he's out of form because he's not been playing.
Yeah, I mean John McGinn seems to enjoy a good rest, get back into it as we saw. But I think you play the strongest team you can. If you want to be cautious, keep him on the bench. You know, he's still there. He can still be making an impact. But it's completely... You could do a lot of things there, but I think completely dropping him and keeping out of play is probably the wrong decision. Play him, bench him, that's fine. As long as he's in that first... that team picture, that first 18. Starting 11 and substitutes. As long as he's in there, I'm happy, because he's the type of player that will come on as a substitute.
Come on and get booked.
Yeah,
He comes on in the 90th minute and starts his aggressive, I'm going to rule the world mentality, like he does in the 90th minute, and picks up a stupid booking. Because it could be that the referee takes a dislike to a goal celebration and books him for that, or he could argue against the decision and he gets booked for that. It could be a stupid booking. It doesn't need to be from his play, but because he's got the one yellow card leeway, if he gets to 14, I think that's when you take him out of the situation. I think you play him until he gets to 14. Yeah,
I think it's right. And you know, if you want to, I wouldn't take him out completely though.
Do you think we'd still be okay in the playoffs if he was to miss out, or are we fully reliant on him now?
No, it's like Jack Grealish. We thought we were relying on Jack Grealish, and we weren't.
Still are, probably. It's only been one game. If he misses Bolton and we lose, people will go, we need him back.
But I think the team is it's on a high. It's not like we just have nobody to replace them. They're not John McGinn, but they're capable players. Be honest, and we were raving about last season, can come in. Horahan is good enough to come in, of course. There's a lot. Villa still have strong options, so I wouldn't be too concerned. I'd be a bit wary, but I think Villa can survive without John.
So we missed him for 2 games earlier in the season when he got his 10th booking, and we did well then, and he didn't get back into the team straight away because we were doing well. So there's a case to be made that if he's out, and we have to deal with it. But ideally, in everybody's best Villa 11 at the moment, John McGinn is one of the first names, if not the first name on the team sheet. So be careful, John, if you're watching.
Yeah, it's a tough question, because I'm not going to tell John McGinn to not be John McGinn.
Well, you won't, because you won't have any say on it. So do you just make changes for changes' sake and go, get rid of John McGinn? Don't even risk him in this one?
Oh, it's tough, because it'd be fairly insulting, but Villa have to think about themselves, and maybe there is a situation where we do need to make changes. Maybe Bjarnason can come in, maybe Horahan.
Davis?
I'd probably go with Davis, to be honest, just because Tammy Abraham did pick up a bit of a hamstring problem, and that's happened twice now where he's been brought off because of a hamstring thing, so it might be that you're sitting for the 1 or 2 matches here, just so we can take a precaution. But Keane Davis, I'd probably go with him in against Bolton. Honestly, I think he's done really well when he came in against Bristol. It's not like the team drops off a cliff when I take Tammy out and put Keane in. So I'd honestly go for it. Tammy can stay on the bench and come on and be effective, but I think injury concern, definitely looking at Abraham for an injury concern. I think I'd drop him for this one.
Yeah, obviously we're filming this on Monday, so we don't know any injury situation. The club might not even know whether Tammy Abraham's fit yet because they need time to assess and stuff. So by the time this comes out, you might know for a fact that Tammy Abraham's out. We don't. So conversation for conversation's sake, because we've got nothing else to talk about and we don't know the injury situation. But Davis came on and played well. Tammy Abraham went off injured. Green's been out for a few games. Adoma hasn't been amazing. It makes sense to rotate because, again, this is going to come back to bite us if we lose on Friday. But you'd expect that this is a game we win, so make changes, keep people fit, keep people interested as well, because people that have been missing out haven't been missing out through bad form or anything. It's just that a player's come back or someone's got suspended and they've stayed in. That Horahan went out because his wife had a baby, couldn't get back in the team, comes back in and scores, so he deserves to stay in now. Green's gone out for no real reason, but Adoma scores, he got to stay in. So it's a good problem to have for the management, for us.
I think so. I think Andre Green will probably start. If it was me, Andre Green and Keane Davis will be in for a start. I don't know about Adoma. I don't know.
I think is this too much change though? Are we putting? I mean, this is disrespectful to Bolton for us to sit here and want to make this many changes. Is that risking upsetting the momentum that we've got at the moment with 8 wins in a row with this team? You play that team. If we make 5 changes and we lose, people will be going, that's Dean Smith's fault.
It's hard because look. As much as we got Bolton on Friday, there's Millwall on Monday as well. We're going to need to rotate because it'll be a horrendous situation if you weren't to rotate and players get injured because then
suspended.
Yeah, or suspended. It's tough. But I think we do need to rotate quite fairly heavily in one of these games, and that will probably be Bolton with all due respect to them. But the players we'll be putting on won't be bad. They're not like rubbish. Keane Davis, I don't think will drop off when he comes in. Andre Green's been starting, so it's like the starters there. Henry Lansbury is probably the biggest ask because he's barely played this season. But I think it's a realistic situation. And I think you do need to keep the players interested. You do need to show them that there is a path into the team and that they can perform. And I think it's the right thing to do to keep the back four as it was. Right thing to do to rotate in midfield, and definitely the right thing to do to rotate up front.
So, prediction then. We forgot a few games going down. We'll never let it go. So, put your neck on the line, give me a score prediction, and give me the scorers as well. I feel like there might be a few though.
I think it's 4-0 Aston Villa. And I say that with all due respect to Bolton, they're at the bottom of the table for a reason though, and Villa are pretty good. I think even with heavy rotation they'll be pretty good still. It'll probably be 9 wins on the road more than likely.
What an achievement, by the way.
Pardon?
What an achievement, by the way. That sounds crazy, doesn't it?
We're saying it nonchalant. It's mind blowing. Goal scorers, I'm saying Horahan gets 2. Davis might get 1 if he's starting for us, like we've predicted, and Jedinak.
Wow, that's some strange choices. Because 2 of those might not even play. 3 of them might not even play. I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm just going to put Bolton to score because I feel like it's going too well at the moment. Like it's typical that they'll score at some point. So I'll have Bolton to score, but Villa to ultimately win and make it 9 in a row, which like we just said, what an achievement that'll be. And hopefully we've got enough to. I mean, we have got enough to make it 9, haven't we? It's just whether the footballing gods are looking down kindly on us on Friday. Thank you very much to The Wolf in Birmingham for letting us film a couple of videos here. I mean, we've been here a fair bit now doing these 2. If you're not caught up with the videos we've been posting lately, there was the behind the scenes piece, which actually went down very well. I'm surprised how many people enjoyed that. There was a post-match reaction to Bristol, which we recorded about 40 minutes ago, which came out a few days ago. There's been a podcast that came out Tuesday or Wednesday as well, so plenty of stuff to get your eyes on. Don't know why I've said that. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've also hit 15,000 subscribers, by the way. That's a nice achievement. Thanks. Maybe not. So yeah, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. All the support you're giving us, we all really appreciate it. I'm sure Dan and Tom have probably mentioned it, and they've probably already been seeing this. So it's weird recording this before it comes out because things change. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for listening. Up the Villa, nice one. Cheers, mate.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.